Hello and welcome. This is Dirnan playing Minecraft. Today, I thought we'd take a little break from the touring of things and build something functional for my town here. So, we're gonna build a mob farm. Pretty much a tower up in the sky that drops mobs down that I can kill for experience and collect their loot. So I already decided that I'll make it out on this island. Picked out a spot, brought over a bunch of resources for building this. So I'm going to build it out here, kind of away from the rest of the town, so hopefully it won't destroy a bunch of stuff, but is out here far enough away from that. So let's get a base laid down, and then I'll kind of bring you back as different steps in the process are complete. I made a little 9x9 box with some stone, smooth stone, and then put a block in the middle just to denote that this is the middle of the block here, and then the storage for the dropped materials will be here, and then way up there is where stuff's gonna drop down and fall down. So I have a chest full of lots of stone for building, and I added cobblestone, stone brick stairs, and then some redstone things to turn the farm off and on. Let's build it up a little bit, and maybe we'll start to see what this is going to turn into. Starting from the just base layout, then I use stone bricks to build up this sort of pyramid scheme thing. That is the collection area. So there's 4 double chests that feed into each other. There are 9 hoppers up there with hoppers leading down in. So when it's running and I can kill things, stuff should feed down into this chest and fill up the hoppers. Using scaffolding to get up and down. And then here is those hoppers from above. So this being sort of the killing area, then it's gonna go up into the sky. So let's work on that next. Before we go up too much higher, I want to add in the sort of viewing area that's here. So slabs down on top of the hoppers so that throw it up and it just goes through. So then when we check the chest down below, it should have a stone brick in there, and you can come up all the way to here and attack the stuff that's in there and get rid of it. And then the drops that it has from the looting sword will drop into the chest. I thought I'd give a little perspective of how tall this is going to be by including scaffolding on the side. So the mobs need to drop 22 blocks, the 22nd block being this one. So if I put a scaffolding block there, and I have 22 left in my hand, then I can just click on here a bunch of times, and this is how tall the tower needs to be. I added these stairs to get in and out easily, so up there is where the floor will be for mobs to get pushed off with water and dropped down here. So this is going to be a big thing. Let's go across the water here to see, kind of get an idea of how big this thing's going to be. This is back over by the warehouse and the nether portal. So, I mean, yeah, it'll be pretty up there. Because there's going to be a bigger box on top of that that's going to have water to push enemies, bad guys, off there. So they land with a little bit of health left when they land on the slab. So you can just kind of run up and whack them once and they'll be gone. So let's build a big box. And a box on top of that box. Lots of boxes here to get this mob farm done. Quick jump forward in time for you guys, and there is the tube that the bad guys will fall down into and land on the slab. Now that I think about it, I'm going to take my water bucket and see if I can't Put this here. Nope, that didn't do what I wanted, and it probably flooded down below. Nope. Okay, I was hoping it would spread out. Let's try putting it there. There we go. So now, if I fall down the middle, I just have to break a block to get out. Instead of having to fall and die. This is just a precautionary thing because I know that I at some point will fall down that hole. Now to build the pushing chambers way up at the top. Still have a lot of blocks left to build with, so not worried about that. Okay, so that took a lot of stone brick to build that out, but now as we go up here, we can see the tube is there for things to fall down, and then I've got a platform that is 9 blocks out, so it's 8 blocks from the lip here to this raised edge, and now it's to add in water. Oh, and there's Snarl Carl. I asked if you could help me build a bridge. I don't think I can see it from here. Yeah, we can see it from here. I asked him if he could build a bridge just across here. Because he asked if he could help with this, but I was already pretty much done. So hopefully by the time this video goes out, we can see what Snarl Carl 27 has built in terms of a bridge crossing here. From the, I guess, mainland to this little island that'll have this large structure here and maybe even a lighthouse out on this edge of the island because it's the farthest out that you can get. So there's the mining tunnel is over there, and if the render distance was bigger, you could see these mountains kind of curve and then go this way, go away from me. There's just a whole bunch of water around here. Alright, so back to the mob farm. Up here at the top, way up high, here is with all the water in. Putting in water sources here straight across so that they go the 8 to there. And then up one in the corner and then building out some just dummy blocks and then breaking those so that it pretty much flows to where it can then flow into the rest. So that is the water for pushing mobs once they fall into here. And the next step will be putting in the dispensers to push mobs off of whatever platforms down into here. Alright, let's work on that next. It's tough to tell from down here, but I did have to move the scaffolding over a bit. Ran into a slight issue in that a wandering traveler came when I was building. There's a ring that goes around there for the redstone for the dispensers that I also put in. And when I was up there, I heard the wandering traveler come along, and it looks like he fell down into the pit. So I'm glad that I put the water in, so it saved his life, and it'll probably save mine eventually. These are the spawning platforms that redstone will run into this, which will have a water bucket in it. When redstone hits it once, it'll dispense out the water to push the mobs off this platform, down into the water that's below that we saw earlier, down into the tube. Down into, hopefully, death. And there's the wandering traveler down there, just chilling in the water I left there. It's gonna take me a while to finish this, and so I'm guessing he'll leave before this actually gets turned on, or I have to take out the water. Because I don't know what happens when you put a wandering traveler stuck in a box with mobs. Because normally he will turn himself invisible when it's nighttime. He has got a potion for that so that mobs can't see him. but since they'd be falling on top of him in the daytime, and I don't think I... Oh, there he goes. So I could click on him and get some of this stuff if I needed to, but I don't have very many emeralds, and that's not what this is about. So next up is running redstone, and it'll probably have across the river based on what Snarl Carl does for the bridge. Probably just have a lever out here that turns on the farm. So having redstone go out, a torch tower go up, running along repeaters to slow it down so that it hits those and then loops back around and hits those again, so it has enough time for stuff to spawn, for stuff to get pushed off, and then for it to turn off and repeat until this stuff is just flowing in once I get a bunch of experience from it. The second layer and added in all the redstone, and then using bamboo makes it a lot easier to go up and down. So I created a torch tower here on the side that has a very hard to read sign. So right now it's off, meaning it's not cycling through. There is a creeper standing there, but so the torches pretty much go up, and we'll follow it up, and then we'll do a fly around in creative just to see what it looks like from afar. But the signal will travel up all these torches, and we'll go up to here to this comparator, which is reading the signal. This is the top of the torch tower as we crouch over. That will check for this. If it's got power, it's going to power the next one, and it powers these repeaters, which then the signal comes this way and powers these torches, or this torch tower that goes up, and then it also loops around on itself, and then once it hits here, it's got power from two places, so it turns off, and so it uncycles and turns off and goes back through. And then it's only getting power from one side, so it goes again and loops around. And on each of the levels is a bunch of redstone, so we'll look at the top one. So the redstone torch tower thing comes up here and powers this thing, which powers a repeater that has a dispenser with a water bucket in it. The water bucket will then flood that panel that we built inside and then push all the mobs off, and each one of these has that same water bucket and dispenser and repeater, and that goes all the way around, and so that should push stuff off. So we are going to take the quick way down, which is to come over here, aim for the river, and fall in. Okay, so stuff should have spawned, so let's turn it on. And we'll see. Right now there's these two guys in here. Oh, I died right away. And look at all these guys just coming in. So far some zombies. I'll hold that on my offhand just to repair it. Okay, so it looks like that's that round. So then I think we can come stand over here. Guessing is far enough away for stuff to spawn up there. I'll have to figure out where to stand. And it should just be cycling the water off and on, so things can spawn and then get pushed off and then fall down there. That's the plan anyway, but it looks like the pushing off mechanic is working. Now we're in spectator mode, so we can kind of see what's going on the inside. So as you can see, the torch tower here is lit up, and this repeater chain is cycling through itself. And then it'll come through there and power this, which turns on all these things. Which then if we pop inside, we'll see, even though it's really dark, okay, so spiders are spawning up there, but the water pushes any bad guys off, and they would fall down there. And then it powers it again, and it turns it off. So then the mobs could spawn on here. Since I'm in spectator, they won't spawn because they don't think that there's a player nearby. Which is weird to me that these guys aren't despawning. And then after a time, it pushes all the water. So anybody that gets pushed off the front here is going to fall all the way down and die because that's too far for them to fall and not take death damage. So this is the mob farm. At some point I might put a outside to it to make it not just be a big box on a stick. But this is it. This is what I've been working on. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll link the video description that I used as the basis for this this design of this mob farm. I'll put that in the description below. Thanks for watching. This has been Dirnan, playing Minecraft.